Well, the mail's here. Amazon boxes everywhere. Let's see what we got. So we got a little box here that we're gonna open here in just a minute. And we got this. I just looked at this. This is the window tint for the inside. This is interior. So maybe we'll try a little bit of that, but this is what I really want to show here. So this, maybe some of you already know what this is. Anybody know what this part of this logo is? This is a t-shirt. So I bought a t-shirt, I guess, but it's a special shirt. I bought a membership to the what's it called? So I bought a membership to the Calyx Institute, and as a benefit of that membership, you get a MiFi device. And not only that, you get unlimited tethering, unlimited hotspot use with that membership. So let's try this out, huh? Oh, fits pretty good. Actually, I feel like it's a little big on me. I'm definitely not getting any smaller. COVID has not been good for me. Before I open up the box and try out the MiFi device, I wanted to talk about Calyx Institute a little bit first, and what it is and what it's not. It's not a wireless carrier. They partner with another company called Mobile Citizen, and they work with Sprint and now hopefully T-Mobile as a nonprofit to offer members of a nonprofit and educational institutions, things like that. They offer internet plans as a benefit, I guess. So I really do believe in internet privacy and companies that advocate for that, and that is what the Calyx Institute does. You get, I believe I'll get access to a VPN service as well, and the Institute in general just is an advocate for online privacy, which, you know, read the news every day. There's some app, there's some website that's either getting hacked or snooping on you or whatever. We need to be vigilant about that stuff. So I'm actually really proud to support Calyx here, and hopefully the internet service is pretty good. So let's get to that. I keep telling myself one of these days I'm going to clean up my shop, but there's always cool stuff to work on, right? So you get some stickers here. That's pretty cool. And, oh, another little sticker. Get some other stuff. Oh, what is this? Battery tips. Avoid storing in extreme temperatures. Good. Use a charging cord that came with it. Do not continuously charge your hotspot. That is going to be tricky. Yeah. And if your battery appears defective, please contact tech support. So one of the disadvantages, this is not necessarily made to be on all the time and charging all the time. I think there might be some ways around that to somehow passively or actively cool it, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's open up this box. Let's see what we got going on. I sharpened this hatchet like pretty much like a razor blade, so it works really good for cutting things open. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, this is brand new. This isn't refurbished or anything. Like, I used a service years ago. What was it called? I don't remember, but it used Sierra Wireless hotspot devices. I forget what it was, but it was like you paid an amount of money and you got okay hotspot, like, you know, it was like $10 a gig or something like that. But it was nice. just for here and there. But there was no monthly fee. Anyway, this is not about that service. It's about this service. So what's kind of cool here is, so you got the USB-C connector there. Got the power button. Oh, that's the power button. Okay, and then these are two, I think it's TS9 or T9 antenna ports. And I think I got something on that too. I ordered an antenna adapter to connect to my Yagi antenna, but I got the wrong size. But hopefully my booster will still work with this as is. We'll see. What else we got in here? Just looks like the wall wart here, standard USB plug, and the USB-C charge cord. Really starting to collect these lately. This seems to be the format that's taken over. All right, let's get this going. I think. Ooh. How long before I get a scratch on that, do you think? Hopefully not long. No, I think we just gotta pull this. Now the battery is able to be used. Let's turn it on. There it goes. Oh, my screen's a little dirty. And this is the first time I've ever turned this on. We're still booting. While we're doing that, right now we use Xfinity by Comcast for our internet, and it's kind of expensive because I do business class with it, but I'm totally open to dumping Comcast if this works well. And I should have a way to connect this directly to my router. So this device is limited to, I think, about 10 to 15 Wi-Fi devices. But if I connect it to a separate network or a separate router, it sees only one device that's just using a lot of data. And then the router can manage, 30, 40, 50 devices, whatever. Are we rebooting here? What are we doing? I don't know. I wonder if it ran out of juice. Maybe I should have plugged it in first. Oh, we're still contacting the network. Okay. Do I need to be maybe out here? No. I will check back in with you when this is done. All right, that did not take too long. And it says it's activated. Universal charging, USB share. Oh, you get USB storage on this too. That's pretty cool. The Wi-Fi is on. Connect to this Wi-Fi's Wi-Fi network. Okay. Now that's pretty cool. You can use this as a wait, what? Charging external devices. So you could actually use this as a power brick. That's pretty cool. And you can also, I want to say you can use this as a USB modem. And it does have a little configuration website like most routers do. To charge an external device. Okay, that's fine. What is it at? Oh, 23%. Guest Wi-Fi, or Wi-Fi's on, guest is off. Let's, got some good bars here. Cool. Let's maybe do a speed test. Okay, so looks like that screen turns off on its own. All right, so got one device connected here. It was pretty easy to get that set up. And we're just gonna use the Google speed test here. We're gonna run that and see what we get here. Seven megabit. Oh, it's climbing. 10. What do we get for upload here? Ooh, not so good. Oh, it's getting a little bit better. Now what happens if we just... What if I move it outdoors a little bit more? So I'm just going to move it a little bit and see if it's any different. I have heard people getting anywhere from 30 to 50. Okay, just moving it a little bit, I got a little better download. Later, I might get my booster going. It all depends on where the tower's at. Okay, but the upload, that's so weird. That's weird. All right, I'll probably play around with this a little bit more and maybe even try it with the booster and see what we can do. I should start by charging that up, but so far I'm pretty happy still. You know, with what I'm paying for this, it ends up being like 30-40 bucks a month. Depends on the plan you go with, or the membership level. But it can get very reasonable for basically unlimited data. So it's been, I don't know, 6-7 weeks since I got the MiFi 8000 from the Calyx Institute, and I have some thoughts on it, and I thought I would update. Or no. Yeah. So here is our device, which I'm sure you're familiar with. You can see we've used 11 gigabytes of 10. It's pretty much just been sitting in the bus right now, running the Victron VRM and a couple other stuff. Sometimes we use it for streaming in here or whatever. So we haven't used a ton of data with it. But it will always say 10 gigabytes, but you can use pretty much as you want. So this has been working out pretty good overall. I would say it works well when it works well. And by that I mean when you have coverage, it works pretty good. Even without an antenna. I do have an antenna for it. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But the coverage is not what you would normally think it is, basically. It's quite a bit more limited than a normal Sprint network, but it works pretty good. And I kind of got it betting that at some point T-Mobile is going to open up its network to it, and that's going to be a game changer for it. So I figured it's kind of getting in early, and hopefully we'll get grandfathered in. No guarantees on that. No, that's just my speculation on that. So take that for what it's worth. Speed-wise, we've been getting anywhere from about 10 to 20 megabits down and 2 to 5 up, which is not the best, especially on the upload speeds, but so far it's been great. Watch Netflix, a couple of streams, all that stuff works pretty good. What else here? Charging. You're not supposed to leave this plugged in all the time, but I've found with a USB charger that uses a much lower amperage than the one they provide, seems to charge it slow enough where it's not really a problem. There are AC plug timers that you can use, and I would probably recommend doing that. We're probably going to be moving there at some point, but we're just not there yet. And then I thought it also... And then how we actually use it is a little bit different. The MiFi itself can only support, I think, 5 to 10 Wi-Fi devices. And we have way more than that when we're living in the bus here. So what I did is I connected the MiFi to an Airport Express from Apple, and that acts as a client. So there's only one device connected to the MiFi, which is that Airport Express, and then that connects over Ethernet to our Wi-Fi router, and the router just doesn't really care. It just assumes that it's getting internet from Comcast or, you know, whatever. It doesn't care. And then we all connect to that. And that's kind of nice because we can also connect that to a campground Wi-Fi or something else. Other people use, it's kind of like a DIY Wi-Fi Ranger or something like that. So it's just stuff I had laying around, so I thought it was silly to buy a new device when I can make something like that work with what I have. So let's get into some things, and I will show you the coverage stuff, and we'll run a couple of speed tests with some antennas, without antennas, that kind of stuff. All right, so just to show you what we've got here, I am connected to our bus Wi-Fi, and this is the MiFi itself. I'll actually connect to that for one. But let's just run one test here real quick. Okay, now this is no antenna through the bus Wi-Fi. And that's pretty close to what we got earlier in the garage a couple of weeks ago. Let's connect a antenna up to it here first. So this is the Netgear TS9 antenna, and you can connect this to a like a windshield or windows really easily, and it actually works really well. We have used our booster, and that is somewhat effective, but I kind of like the idea of this being pretty passive because it has these ports on here. So I'm going to connect this up, and let's see if it makes any difference. And this is highly directional, so I'm just going to set this right here for right now. One way we can see how effective that is with the here we go, with the signal to noise ratio, where it's a 3 dB, or the signal strength. If you can see, as I'm going to move this around a little bit and watch how this number changes quite significantly, or at least I find it does. And there we go. I know where one of the towers is, and I kind of know which way to point for it. So I'm going to try and hit it. Come on. I'll move over here. There we go. Let's go like that. Oh, come on. We still, okay. I moved it. Oh, 13, that's pretty good. I've rarely seen, I was going to say I rarely seen more than 13, but there's 14. 15, wow. I've thought about getting a little tripod or something for it. So I just have this wedged in here by the window, and we still, yeah. All right, we got 13, 15 dog biscuits there, as the kids say. So let's see what we get with a speed test now. Watch, it's gonna be worse. Just a little bit better, not much. Oh, but look at it. The upload is much better. It's coming back down. I will say that the this number here is not always indicative of the speed you're going to get. I think it depends on which channel the device locks onto and that sort of stuff. But I care mostly about getting signal. I mean, faster is better, of course, but I can live with this. We can do about everything we need to on this kind of speed. Let's run it one more time just to see if anything changed. Because I've seen 20 on this. Actually, I had it up there at the front. But you know, maybe I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put it up there because that's actually hitting a different tower. and maybe that has something to do with it. Oh, we're getting 3 now. Wow. So I've got it stuck to the windshield up here. MiFi there. Obviously, I wouldn't do that driving. Let's run another test here. See if this is any better. Yeah, so placement has a lot to do with it. Here we're getting 14 here. 15. But the upload's not a whole lot better. It's getting there. Let's not worry about it too much. But now, here's the interesting thing. So my little setup, if I connect to the MiFi directly, I usually get a little bit better speeds. Okay, yeah, I'm connected there. Let's see what we get now. Directly to the device. So we're giving up a little speed by hopping through the Wi-Fi there. So 20 connected directly. But the upload's about the same. That's interesting. So this is the last thing I want to talk about, is the coverage. So Calyx Institute uses a grandfathered in plan that's already been grandfathered in from Clearwire, I believe, long time ago. So anyway, you are using the Sprint network. And so when I signed up, I was figuring, oh, sweet, I get this. This is great, right? Well, of course, you know, it's never as good as it appears. Every network makes their map look a little bit sweeter than it really is, right? So I, you know, when you zoom in, you hit a certain point here where you can see a couple of different shades here. And here, I'll show you the legend too. So you got your 4G LTE. That is where it actually works. This extended LTE, I originally thought that it would. That's in the cross-hatched area. I thought that that would it would also work there, because it says extended coverage areas include in your are included in your plan. Some services may not be available. So you know, I figured, oh, it's included. Great. No. So something you want to do if you're not sure if you'll have coverage is to go up here to select device and then change it to the ZTE warp. I keep calling it wave, because that device can only connect to Sprint's network. So it will show you this is what you're getting. And the reason why I'm showing up here is for our anniversary, Jen and I went to Grand Marais, and we had great coverage here, like 15 megabits down. It was great. But sure enough, a little bit further up here, we actually did go as far as Grand Portage. We did not get any coverage there. We had cell phone coverage, which is fine, and we have hotspotting on that. But only where it's yellow do you actually get coverage. So, and it's not horrible everywhere. I mean, some parts of northern Minnesota here aren't the best. But once you get kind of into the city and you stay on the interstates, it's pretty good. And you go into some parts of the country, it's just ubiquitous here. I mean, it is really good coverage. So it really depends on where you're at. So I hope that helps some people decide if the Calyx Institute is a good option for unlimited mobile internet. So I hope that helps some people decide whether Calyx mobile internet is right for them or not. For the price and for the fact that it is unlimited, like I think there are some places where you can kind of get an unlimited, like truly unlimited, like Nomad Internet is one. Not sponsored, not, you know, I have nothing to do with them. I have nothing to do with Calyx either. I just think it's really cool. I really like that they support the privacy stuff, and I really do kind of view it as a membership and a donation. Like, yeah, I do get this, but I'm serious. I do feel like this is good, especially today. You know, privacy online is more important than ever. So really, we need to support organizations that fight for our rights online. And the fact that we get unlimited mobile internet, in some cases, that's great. So I will probably continue this, and I might even go to the yearly plan option. I'm currently doing the quarterly plan option because I wanted to just see how well it worked, or if at all. Yeah, that's about all I have. If you have any questions on this, or how we connect on the road, online, where we've gotten good service, whether T-Mobile or Sprint, with this device, feel free to leave a comment below. If you're not subscribed, you probably should. I've seen something like 90% of our views are not subscribed. And I've heard other YouTubers say this as well. And I'm like, really? Wow, that's crazy. But I don't know, it's the way it goes. But it would really help us. It would help us out if you continue to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Help us make it better. And we just like putting out this content. And we're really humbled that you made it this far in the video. So you guys have a good one. And we will see you next time, maybe on the road. Who knows?